Well, it's a pretty nice day out today. So, alright, so today, I'm doing a video on something I really haven't done before, but today I'm going to show you how to easily replace the primer bulb on a small engine like this. So we'll use my Steel FS100RX as an example, because it needs a new primer and it's getting dirty. Last replacement was 2 years ago. Alright, so let's get started. Alright, so here are the things you're gonna need. You're gonna need this star wrench. I don't know. This scrunch is what I like to call it, because it's like a screwdriver and a wrench, so you can take out spark plugs, which we're not going to do any of that today. But you also need a Phillips screwdriver. You'll need a rag to wipe off any of the excess gas that comes out of the carburetor when you take the primer off. And of course you're going to need your new primer. Alright, so let me get you guys against the wires, and I'll pull this front cover off. So, just so you know, I already have the spark wire undone, because I'm not going to pull that thing off on camera, because it is just a pain in the rear end. Yeah, let me get you guys on the tripod. Just a second. Alright, so first thing we're going to do is we're going to remove this cover for easier access to the carburetor. Just use your every steel trimmer comes with this tool. And this method will work on any trimmer. We're gonna take the screw off on this side too. And it's very important that you do not lose these screws, because if you lose them, then you can't fasten your front cover, and you'll have to order new screws. So, and there's one on the back. So on the back, I'll just get that undone just get that thing undone. Keep the screws in a good place so that you don't lose them. Alright, so front cover is loose. Now let's pull it off. Pull it off. Make sure you don't pull off your spark wire, because if that gets pulled off, then you'll have to get a new wire and your trimmer won't start. Alright, there's the front cover. We'll just leave that there. Alright, now we gotta take the air filter cover off, just for even easier access. So just give me a second, I'll do that. Alright, so we got the air filter cover taken off. Now you can see all 4 screws on there. Alright, so now we're going to take off that top metal piece of the carburetor. I don't really know what it's called, because I'm not really a carburetor repair person, but I could do that kind of stuff though. But how is this gonna work? Oh, give me a second. I'm gonna get you guys on a better angle. So, alright guys, so now we need to take this piece of the carburetor off of the unit. So I'm gonna do that real quick. Use your Phillips screwdriver, or you could use a flathead. It wouldn't really matter. But we're just gonna take off these screws. Yeah, my tablet's just standing face down with the camera at the tip, or with the camera screen facing at the tip, and off the edge, and the thing's just held down with a clamp. Alright, so we got all our screws and stuff taken off. So we're gonna pull out the screws. Put them somewhere safe. And these screws are really small, and really small stuff can get lost just easily. Oh, maybe I gotta undo that thing just a little more. Alright, now you can hold this thing down and take off the metal piece. And if your thing was full of fuel, well, it is gonna leak, so that's when your rag's gonna come in handy. So I'll just wipe that off real quick. Alright, so now we'll put the new primer in. Alright, so now don't lose this piece, because if you lose that piece, you're not going to be able to put your primer in there. Alright, so you're going to stick your primer right in there. It's that simple. And then you're going to put that thing back on there. And we'll screw it shut. And there's like a black piece under it that holds pieces that is held onto the carburetor. Make sure that doesn't come off. Otherwise things get too complicated for you, and then you'll end up losing a piece. My screwdriver's kind of magnetic, so it keeps trying to take out my screws. Come on, you son of a gun. And then you'll just screw that sucker back in. Got two more to go. Oh, my mom's home. Just give me a second. Sorry guys, my mom got home and I didn't want her to interrupt me. So put that screw there. We'll tighten that thing. Make sure not to put it too tight, otherwise you could strip the bolt. Alright, now we put one last screw in there. And once again, make sure you don't lose these screws, because they are pretty easy to lose. Alright, now we got the new primer in. Let's put everything back together. So, just move that there. First we will put the air filter back together. Again, use your scrunch, what I like to call it. And it's kind of hard to do this because I'm right behind the camera. So we're gonna put that there. Oh, hold on, let me move you guys just a hair. There. Alright, make sure it's nice and secure. You don't want it too tight or too loose, otherwise your air filter could come off. And my dad told me that if there's no air filter in the engine, you could like literally blow up the engine. But I've never actually done that before. So now we're gonna put the front cover back on. So just give me a second. I'll get you guys back on the wires. Alright, so now we're gonna Now we're going to use the screws that you had. We're going to put the front cover back together. So get your orange part and stick the spark wire in there. Stick it in there. Now you may need to like turn it a tiny bit, so sorry, my mom's car alarm went off. Oh, come on. Not make anything. Alright, now front cover's on. We'll put the screws back in. Oh, while your front cover's on, make sure you don't forget to put your spark wire back in, otherwise your engine's not gonna fire. Alright, so we're gonna do that. Do the same thing on the other side. We'll do the same thing on the other side. And this isn't very hard to do, but I would say Echo equipments would be easier to access because they don't have as much bolts and screws, and their idle screw is so much easier to access because it's right on top of the carburetor and the primer is just behind. Crap. Well, sorry, my screen fell down again. But I'm gonna run out of storage space in just a second. But now we're gonna put the final screw on. Try to hold this thing there. Alright, so we'll put that there. And you don't need the tool just to put it back in. And that you could just use your hand for a second. Alright, now your trimmer's back together, and you've got a fresh new primer on there. Alright, I'll get this video uploaded, and we will see how it turned out. See ya later. Bye.